Aggressiveness is going to cut seconds off. 30 seconds to lay the gun.
Take them out.
Welcome to the All About the Gers podcast with Ricki, Neill, Derek Ferguson and Charlie Miller. All About the Gers is brought to you by our sponsors, the JR Group, Plugged In Business Solutions, DB Dental Care and Reflex Blue. Our chosen charity is the Second Chance Project. All About the Gers are official agents for the Rangers Lotto. For more info and weekly blogs, check out allaboutthegers.co.uk.
Hello and welcome to the All About the Gers podcast. It's great to be back. It feels like we've not been on for ages.
We haven't.
We've no. But big thank you to our sponsors, Plugged In Business Solutions, JR Group, Reflex Blue and DB Dental Care. How you doing, guys?
Very well.
Good.
It's great to see you.
It is, isn't
You're
it?
sorry for a while, aren't you?
I sent me use guys.
I see you still
been a
doing
long
his
time.
coaching and all that with his academy, so magic.
Have you
All
had
good.
Any holidays this past few weeks?
No, but I had my holidays kind of early doors, expecting then that we're going to get a half decent summer, but it's been rank rotten.
No, it's not been great. I'm not away in September, so
I'm going to get away. I'm going away. I'm going to work that one out. I'm going away in September as well.
I'm away in September the 19th.
Right, I'm away on the 18th. So am I.
I'm away on the 23rd of September.
Well, we'll not be here, won't we? No. So, but and I'm away just before that. But
My wife's 50th, so I'm away in Nashville, remember?
That's right.
good stuff.
Brilliant.
But but it is good to be back because it's been a while.
It is. It's. I was in Morocco this year, by the way. First time I've ever been. Brilliant.
Aye. I know you kept texting us.
But to give you an idea, right, went out for a meal one night. A meal for two and two drinks. It was £7.50.
Aye.
How can I do that?
It's unreal. It was so good. But,
You're changing it to Nashville to Morocco.
aye, no, it was brilliant. So I would definitely recommend it. I think we're going to go next year actually as well. Just to
Safe?
very safe.
Did you
Aye.
feel safe? Aye.
Definitely.
Because there's remember with Scott Cunningham. By the way, Scott's birthday day. Happy birthday, Scott.
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Scott.
Scott.
Did you know that? Aye. So no, he'd mentioned there was a kind of couple of places, but one of the places it was
Marrakesh.
Marrakesh.
You felt a wee bit more safe, but it's always good to get somebody that's been there,
I
you
know.
know, and
I was-
sampled it. And
I was in Agadir and
I could do it.
I could do.
I could do
that song.
and I was telling, I think I told you that I'd left my man-made hat, especially a man-made hat in Scotland, which was a bit of a nightmare. So it basically meant I had to go to the market and see the marketplace there. They've got over 3,000 stalls, and I couldn't find a stall
hat.
to fit my hat.
To be
You'll
fair,
need,
fit
you'll
my
need
head.
to go to somewhere like Slater's to get it made to measure.
Aye.
They'll need to measure your head.
I do think Slater's could do that.
I use a special place in Sweden.
IKEA.
The Slaters do that. Wonder if they would measure your napper and make
What,
it happen.
IKEA?
It's just Saturn the size
Build-
of that now.
build me a hat.
Saturn, it's
You
Uranus.
take it well, very well.
Do you know it's full of knowledge?
Aye. Nonsense.
No.
I was also down in Blackpool at the weekend as well.
The Gallant
down at
Pioneer.
The Gallant Pioneer.
Brilliant.
It was my big mate
Great
Chris's 50th, so I went down and surprised him. But what I done, I think we could actually do this as a new feature. I actually interviewed a couple of the guys like after the game. Some of it worked out, and some of it
Something didn't it?
can't be broadcast.
Yes, I
But I
bet.
was thinking we could maybe, like, if we're doing more like kind of Q&As, we'd get the people at the gigs and that as well and
Listen,
get their views.
sometimes feelings are running high, and when you don't get the result you desire. So there's going to be a bit of kind of choice language at times. I think you got to accept that. So, but that's what you need to, get it across to them. If it's going to be put out there, you kind of quell it down a wee bit.
It's just
behave
when
yourself
it's just
a
when
little
language
bit.
is coming for me. Because I was talking to Mick, one of the donors for the Gallant Pioneer, and I was asking him about what his thoughts were on the season. But
Mick, now known as Billy.
Billy, aye, but I'll come to that later because I've actually got a wee video, so I'll play that later. But I was worried about the start of the season. I was worried for the Hearts game because what I've seen pre-season, Charlie, it's like it is worrying. But
For me, it was everything that's went on has just been Celtic in the 90s, if you kind of Get what I'm coming for? It just feels like nightmare after nightmare. The stadium hang, the no playing at Ibrox, the signings. Then Clement came out saying that we need to get rid of players before we can bring players in. But Saturday, I didn't see the first half as we had a wee tournament. My 2017's up at the Gers tournament, which is a great day, and the kids loved it. But I was back for the last 10 minutes of the first half and the second half, so I thought the bits I seen, we weren't in any trouble against Hearts. I think the only one that was problem was they had a few corners in a row, and Tav kind of slices one near the bar. That was the only worry that I kind of seen. As I said, I didn't see the first 35 minutes, but I thought the second half we were better than them. We were better than Hearts, and we could have nicked it. But I think overall in the game that a draw was probably a fair result. They could have nicked it, we could have nicked it, but I think a draw was a better result than a lot of people maybe anticipated.
Do you know, Derek, talking to a few people down in the Gallant Pioneer, and they were basically saying you shouldn't worry about the pre-season. He says, because if you look at last year's pre-season...
I disagree with that right away.
Aye.
You look at the games we played, Ajax, Man United, Union, Berlin, Birmingham. I think in amongst those games, and I get that you've got to play tough games because you're preparing, we'll come to it about the European game, but sometimes I think you've got to I don't know if the Birmingham game was in there as maybe one of the easier games where you maybe win the game probably pretty comfortably. You get a few goals, you get the confidence up. I think that's what we needed in that pre-season, especially when there was going to be that turnover of players. I mean, there's been players went out the door, players have been coming in pretty slowly, to be honest with you. But so it hasn't been great. I think pre-season is all about, of course it's about the fitness, it's about the match sharpness, but it's also about getting the confidence within that group. And I think that's where we've got a wee issue at the moment, Charlie, in my opinion, is because there's a number of players went out, some new players coming in, they don't seem at the moment, and maybe I'll be proven wrong because of what happened last night, but you need that bond, you need the relationships in that dressing room to take out onto the park, and so I don't know if that's played a part, but it's been tough, and that's how we were so kind of apprehensive about the first game, because it's probably one of the toughest venues you could go out with. Parkhead going to Tynecastle. You could have a team that's together for 5 years and win 5 trophies, 5 league titles in a row, and still go to Tynecastle and drop points. Aye. So Tynecastle's always a hard venue to go to, like Easter Road or Aberdeen. Any away game is usually difficult, but Hearts is probably one of the hardest. So getting a point on Saturday wasn't the worst, although we didn't play great, and we only had one starter who would sign was Ree Barron, who did decent. So I think once we get a few injuries back in the team, then I think we'll do okay. But I think still we need to sign maybe 2 or 3 more bodies. We need to have 3 or 4 more guys that are just going to come straight into the team and start. The worry on Saturday was because, and you're rightly saying that Barron was the only newcomer in that starting 11, so most of the players know what to expect when you go to Tynecastle. And in the first 20-25 minutes, by the way, there was only one team in it, and that was Hearts. We were lucky not to go a couple of goals down. If we had, then it had been really difficult. So we rode our luck a wee bit, but then we come into the game. But the players and the management and the backroom staff as well, they know how difficult a venue that is. So you've got to start better in games. We didn't. We improved in the second half slightly. I wouldn't say it was by any manner of means a great second half, but we certainly look for better. I thought the second half we actually controlled the game a bit more though. I thought the second half... I think that's... do you know something, Charlie? I think that's a part that we don't control
the full game. Yeah, but I thought the second half we controlled more of the game. We looked as if we were... I thought if anybody was going to score in the second half, it was going to be Rangers. But we just didn't create enough in the final third. Hearts, obviously, Desser's header, it's a great header, and it just takes the nick off the defender's seat and just... and you're thinking, bloody hell. But it's not all down. It's not all. I thought I was kind of right. We didn't lose a game. We know Celtic are going to beat Kilmarnock at Parkhead 95% of the time. After Kilmarnock had been in Belgium on the Thursday after a difficult game, so when you we might be a couple of points behind after the first game because the situation we're in with new signings or whatever, so it's not all bad. And then I thought last night was decent. I really did.
I'm still kind of worried. I need some motivation and some positive.
Well, I was going to say that before we started talking. I've got a wee springing my step this morning after the performance last night.
After last night?
And you know why? Because I'm like a lot of the fans out there. A lot of them wasn't looking forward to it. I thought we might have got turned over, but I was pleasantly surprised. And I've been arguing all day with my oldest son about the performance. I came away last night thinking it was decent. I'm not saying it was brilliant by any manner of means, but it was decent, more like Rangers. But you know, Darren's he's not having it. He thought we were poor now. So I've been having a wee ding dong with him. We'll have another wee ding dong when I get him tonight.
Did you see? I thought waking up this morning we could have won the game. We probably deserved to win the game with the second half performance.
Second half, aye.
I thought in the first 5 minutes we started incredibly well. If we start like against Hearts, then
Aggressive.
we're in the front foot.
On the front, aye.
And then seeing Dujon Sterling come onto the pitch, it just gives you. And I don't want him playing right back. See him in the middle of the park. He just come on and he was ragdolling people. He was getting forward and getting us up the pitch with his running, his strength. And it was just good to see him back.
Do you know, there's Robert Grant online saying, what do you guys think of Sterling going into where Lundstrom played? He came on and instantly came into the game. So.
I get that in terms of he brings that strength, that physicality, but we need players in the door. That's clear to see. And for me, I would like to see a Stephen Davis type. If you want to take it back a wee bit further, my brother Barry Ferguson, that type of player in there, because listen, Diamandi and Barron played well. I've got a lot of time for wee Barron, but you can just see defensively he's found wanting a wee bit times in terms of his anticipation, in terms of he just gets caught up on he starts turning away chasing people, but that comes with experience. He'll learn that, and that's a great game for him, but I still need, that's an area we need another.
I don't think Sterling's the one for that area. I understand he's talking about
experience type.
The boy John Jordan for Seville would be the best man we could get for that position. It doesn't look like it's happening, but I think you need Sterling, his strength, his pace, getting us up the pitch on the right of the free. I would have him playing in the right free in front of Tav, and can I help him Tav defensively as well. And the wee Ross McCausland done well last night. I didn't think he was
unlucky with his shot,
place, and he done really well, and it was good to see.
On the Sterling one, he needs to be fit. He needs to stay fit as well. So there's an issue there. And you're talking about wee McCausland. I mean, he's not even on the bench on Saturday. He comes in for the cold, and he was different class last night. And because of that attitude, see the attitude he shows as well as the quality. And Scott Wright's one of the ones that fans the game pelters. Yeah. For me, of course, he's not a starter. He's a squad player. He can come on and make an impact. But the attitude the boy has as well, he's prepared. I mean, he probably gets it. A lot of the supporters maybe he's not his favourite, but he's still prepared to go out there, put a shift in and give his all. So that's why I tip my cap to.
Last night he was.
No, I know, but what I'm saying, Charlie, he's still prepared to go. It's a bit like Dessers. Dessers, you look at him, the stick that he's
but Dessers does.
But the amount, the attitude that he has, he goes out there and he gives it all. So it'd be so easy, and that's a point I want to make, because it'd be so easy for him just to down tools and say, well, to hell with yous. And he doesn't, and that's how I think we've got to give guys like that. It's a wee bit, kind of back half a wee bit, because at the moment, needs must, and we need to rely on these guys.
Yes, I so unfortunately need to rely on Scott Wright. As a player, the minimum you have to do is work hard. That's the minimum you have to do. I don't think Scott Wright works as hard as he should, or he shows as much as he should. I think he's got ability. I think he maybe play 5 minutes out of the 90 minutes. Sometimes I'm like, God, the guy can he can change a game like that. His turn of pace or his directness, but we just don't see it enough, and I think it's time for Scott Wright to move on. I really do.
And do you want to know, this is a wee point I want to make, because we've got Hadji and we've got Cantwell who have down tools. This is the point I'm trying to make. We've got a guy that's been, I think he's been to the airport 2 or 3 times and we thought he was out the door, but he's still prepared to go and put himself on the line.
I get that.
And when he goes out there, he could pick up a career-ending injury or whatever. So that's how I say sometimes need must at the moment. We know he's not a starter, but sometimes we need to back off, because there we've got 2. I've just mentioned 2 of them, and there might be a few others that I've just went like, well, we're not having any of this.
Well,
so we need
Cantwell goes.
We need to have a squad pulling together.
Hadji goes. Cantwell goes 100%. Do we sell one at Goldson and Tav? Do we sell 2? I don't think we sell 2. I think Goldson's away now. Keep Tav, bring Proper in, who's probably a proper defender, who'll maybe support Tav on that side, maybe. But I just think Wright's, Cantwell's, Hadji's, it's time for them to move on, unfortunately. And Hadji especially, he's just didn't play with his last season, didn't play well at Alaves, and there's a lot of talk about his agency and this and saying that. It's no Georgie Hadji we're talking about, it's Yanis Hadji.
No.
There's a totally different standard of football player there. And Yanis Hadji's had some good games, yes, but I think it's time for him to move on. I don't know where he's getting all this chat about that, as if he is his dad, if you know what I mean. Technically a very good football player, but and then Cantwell annoyed me because I like Cantwell. I would have kept Cantwell probably just ahead of Lawrence and try to move Lawrence on, but Cantwell has to go as soon as I can get him out.
Pull his shorts down and scalp his ass.
See the thing about Cantwell, and obviously all these rumours you hear, all the rumours you hear kicking about Cantwell, that he's not well liked by the players as well, meant to be. It's only really meant to be Butland.
See, I don't know, and I don't go in rumours. I know you sometimes you get a bit of that hearsay. So I'm no privy to that. I've not heard that, but a bit like Charlie, that there is a player in there, but he's made it clear he doesn't want to play for us. And this is what I'm trying to make the case for the likes of Scott Wright and McCausland as well, because not even in the squad on Saturday, you know, and he looked fit last night, he looked sharp, but his attitude, bang on, and we need that.
I didn't say nothing about McCausland in that way, that he shouldn't be there.
But that's what I'm trying to...
McCausland works his arse off, and 100%, and he's still young, McCausland, and he's come through the ranks, and we want to see that. But I still think, and I'm not talking about McCausland has to go, definitely no, but I still think we need better in. We need 3 or 4 that are going to start the games and make us better, because some of it last night, and you're talking about Dessers, he does work his ass off, and I said that's the minimum you expect for a player, but he actually gets himself in a position last night and scores a goal where an Alan McCoy should have been. I'm not saying he's an Alan McCoy, he's definitely not, but he has to be more in the areas than outside the box, and maybe that's a problem because we only play one up front. And then,
do you know what I was hoping for when I was watching the game in Blackpool, the Hearts game, when I seen them coming out, and you see Shankland? I think he would make a massive difference. I think we're missing somebody like him up
front. Quality, we need quality. That's why we need the 4, 5, even you might say 6 players in the door. But the manager has got to work with what he's got at the minute. And by the way, he got his tactics spot on last night, and I think that he's come under a wee bit of pressure, been getting a wee bit of stick, because he's had a look at them. Kiev last night, they weren't too clever at the back, a nice technical side. So he thought, best thing, we'll press them high, we'll get at them, we'll put them under pressure. And you could see as the game went on that when boys were put into the box, they struggled. So, but fair play, because normally when you get away from him, it becomes a wee bit cagey. You sit off, you have a wee look at the opposition. No, they were on the front foot, they were aggressive, and I enjoyed the performance.
With 10 minutes
night
to go, we were taking a 1-0. As the game goes on,
I've just took a 1-0.
100%. As the game goes on in the last 5 minutes, you're thinking, let's go and steal one here. And just 2 minutes before that says, Cherny's no filling with enthusiasm yet. I know he's just had a couple of weeks back and he's just back for the Euros or whatever, but he wasn't filling with enthusiasm, and then he whips in a great ball, and then Dessers is where he has to be, attacking the ball in the 6-yard box, which was great to see, and it was a great result, and I think it was thoroughly deserved, and it put a smile on my face.
We've been searching for some positives, and I think last night was a positive. And you look at the player we were talking about. We're talking about the two sitting midfielders, even the boy Yefty coming in there, playing just in front of Yilmaz, who I thought struggled.
I thought it was a great idea. See when it changed,
by the way,
I've got right. I thought having Yilmaz and Yefty on the left hand side gave us a great balance.
Aye, I'm not a great fan with Yilmaz. I've got to be honest with that. I don't think he had a great game. I mean, the goal, he's got to be stronger. But the good thing was Yefty coming in, and by the way, he looked pacey. He was carried the ball, deliveries. He got the ball in earlier. See for a centre forward or a striker, he's a dream, by the way, because his deliveries were excellent.
Aye, it was an impressive cross in by Cherny, but as well for the goal, wasn't it?
Aye, I've got in like Charlie says,
put it in an area
because he was struggling a wee bit when he came on. I don't think it's fitness. I think it's match sharpness. You can see that, you know. And once he gets that over the next week or 10 days, you know, we're going to see a better player. That's clear to see. But but that's what we want. We want players that. Can put that quality in.
We've got to think that Proper and Cherny are going to start the next two games. There's no use having Cherny on the bench. I know he's saying he's not ready yet, but you'd rather start him for 50, 60 minutes than bring him on for 25 minutes when the game's on a mile an hour. At least if he starts it, he can kind of try and get up to pace that way. Because you'd always rather start a game than come on as a sub. Then the boy Proper, he's got to come in. I think he has to come in now. He's been a...
What do you think the reason he never started then?
I think it was sort of the day with his visa, wasn't it?
Do you know, come on, paperwork, there's people to do that side there.
But he had to fly back to Holland or something.
But he's done a pre-season, he's ready to go, needs must.
He was captain, wasn't he?
Aye, needs must, so he's done a pre-season, he's been playing, he's match fit. That's how I was really surprised that he never played. So maybe, well, obviously, you would think he's going to be starting on Saturday and then he'll play in the Tuesday night game. But I was a wee bit frustrated because I want to see Proper in, I want to see Cherny, I want to see Yefty in, I want the new signings getting bedded in.
We spoke about somebody that hired the Neill.
I feel for it. He's obviously struggling a wee bit with that, isn't he, his injury.
He's on the bench, but he doesn't look fit. I thought he looked kind of heavy. I really did. I thought he didn't look...
See that injury, I know, Charlie, sometimes it's that you've got to get on the mental side there as well. You know,
it's not cruciate, it wasn't a cruciate though.
Was it his knee, was it?
It was his knee, but not cruciate.
Aye, but sometimes even with an injury like that...
I get that, but
sometimes that taking the hits, he's got to take a few of them before he gets that...
Jaffa cakes.
Before he gets that... Now, to get that confidence, so that can happen as well. So, I don't know, it's a strange one because you thought he would have got some minutes, wouldn't he?
Well... I think he's thought they played more minutes to the games. He's no, so obviously is a bit still behind and he's not ready to come on for Dessers with 10 minutes to go. You'd have thought last night he'd have come on for Dessers with 10 minutes to go all Saturday, and I'm glad he didn't come on for Dessers last night because it might not have been in that, but and it was Dessers who set the goal up. We ball him into halfway line, Dessers plays it wide and then he gets into the box. But I just worry for the situation with Danilo, and I talk about Shankland. I just don't think we'll sign Shankland. I really don't. I just don't see it happening. I just don't think the manager fancies him. We've had plenty of time, plenty of chances, I would imagine, to sign him.
No money. I think it's as simple as that, Charlie.
I don't agree
you know,
with that. I think the money's been there. I think the money's been there for Shankland.
Do you think we've got 3-4 million?
You're not going to pay 3 or 4 million for Shankland. He's got a year left. They're not going to get it. They're not going to get it. And he can sign a pre-contract in January, unless they're looking at that situation, try to do it that way. But we're not going to pay 3 million for Shankland. Definitely no. £1 million. Maybe if he's got a 3 year for his deal, you have to pay 3 or 4 million. I get that, but he's out of contract in a year. It doesn't make sense. And us paying Hearts 3 or 4 million for a guy who's 29-year-old who would probably end up finishing his career and probably score a lot of goals for Rangers. But I just don't think Clement fancies him as a player. I really don't.
I don't think Hearts would let him go.
But I just thought, but we don't play two up front, and you seen the way you played the other day against us. He was dropping in behind the boy Fargas was going in behind us, and he was causing us problems. I think Shankland's probably better with a 2. Yeah. We don't play with a 2, and I think that's what Clement's looking at. That's what I'm just thinking. But I think when you play at Rangers in the Scottish Premier League, we need to be playing with 2 strikers.
See on Shankland, I thought in Saturday against us playing in that deeper role, I think he showed us how good a football player he is. Because
that shot he had in about the first 10 minutes.
But even the strength as well. I think he's a good all-round football player.
I would sign Shankland tomorrow. I would sign him.
He's a terrific
finisher. But we're not going to pay
3
million for him.
Because I don't think we've got them.
Well, there's Robert Elliott online is saying get Shankland for free in January or pay maximum $2 million. So that's kind of what you're saying, Charlie, as well, isn't it?
Aye, I don't think we can. I think we have to push your boat out and send Miovski. I watched that game on Monday night. Miovski's very, very good football player. I know that we'll not get him. He's going to be 6-7 million or whatever Aberdeen are going to expect to get from him. But if we're going to try and sign a boy for Bucharest for 5 million, I'm saying there's Miovski for 6 or 7. I know Aberdeen will make it hard for us, but
exactly, that's what they will do.
But we've done them a few favours with players the other years as well, like McCrory and things like that. But I just think paying Shankland 2-3 million when he's out of contract in January, I just don't think it makes sense to the club. But also, I don't believe Clement fancies him. And I don't know, I've not heard anything.
See on the Aberdeen one, but has that been sorted, the compensation for Barron?
I don't think so yet.
When does that go? Does that go to a tribunal?
Goes to a tribunal.
When is that, do you know? That'd be interesting because they're wanting near enough $1 million.
Well, I think we offered 500.
500, which I thought was a real good offer.
100%.
Fair deal. So,
anyway, one of the new features we're going to do, whenever we're out doing a Q&A, we're going to start interviewing some of the punters.
Right. Oh, we're going to get them to video.
We're going to get them. We're going to video them. But I tried it on Saturday, so I had a few drinks, right? But I caught up with.
See, maybe that's what you need to know, is have a few drinks.
Nah, I sound better. I'm saying that I'd been singing a bit as well before this interview, so I'm just getting all my excuses out. I did interview John, one of the owners, but and he was dead nervous about doing it. And then, you know, my missus was actually filming it, and she pushed the wrong button, and it didn't record. Oh, so right. I've got
John.
No, John Patterson. Aye. So I've actually got mixed. So this is me asking him about, you know, what he thinks before the season. And
your missus always pushes the wrong buttons, doesn't she?
Behave, right? Anyway, listen to this. This is Mick for the Gallant Pioneer.
Don't know. I just don't know. Pre-season obviously means nothing. Like, if you cast your mind back to last season, we're beating Real Madrid and we're 1-0 against Tottenham and they think we're up. So that proves that pre-season games mean nothing.
Were you surprised that Tavernier's still there, Scott Wright's still there?
I'm surprised Scott Wright's still there.
And he's starting. Is that worrying? Because it's worrying for me.
Oh.
And no offence to Scott Wright.
No offence to Scott Wright.
I think Scott Wright's a good impact player.
I think it could bring him in.
You don't bring him in for the start of the game, but
where the starting position should be now instead of you, because he can beat a couple of guys and then he's surrounded with players. Then if he could beat a couple of guys in the number 10 or number 8 position going forward, it maybe do a wee bit better. It could maybe cause a wee bit harder in the box, but he's out wide like that.
I just want people that want to play for the club.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
See what worries me as well, the way the club's working now, we're selling players that we know we can get money for. So obviously we sold Golson. I wanted Golson out anyway, but the next player that you think you can get money for is Butland. Can we cope with a Butland?
I think we could, you know.
Aye. With Kelly and Rose?
I think so. I think we could.
You done all right in the friendly.
I think we could cope because in the old days, Rangers should never ever be relying on a goalkeeper.
True, aye. True.
That was the old days that I was with. We had Peter McCoy for up to years and that. Peter McCoy was hardly ever bothered at all.
He's one of the tallest guys I've ever met in my life, by the way. Fucking huge. Huge, isn't he?
But I'm just getting back to what I'm. You know what I mean? And but they shouldn't get it. You shouldn't be relying on your shot stopping goalie at all. But we were brought up going after that. You're watching the goalie, and Klaus, and the rest.
He's been here a few times, hasn't he, the goalie?
Aye. God bless him, he's a lady. But we've had brilliant goalkeepers. I mean, oh man, they talk about guys before he was born. He was like, oh, my dad told me about Jerry Dawson and stuff like that. We always had a great goalkeeper. As Rangers, we should have been relying on a goalkeeper.
No, it's so true. It's so true.
I don't think so.
Anyway, listen, we're down in Blackpool. Like I said earlier on, this is yourself, Jim, and John that own the Gallant Pioneer. And I was talking to John earlier on, and he says the pub's not as busy as it's been this year, but that's various reasons. But I think we need to show the support to Rangers pubs. So if you're travelling in this way, you know,
please come in and have a drink. We're not the dearest pub.
We're in the beer garden and it's scorching. It's a pure beer trap, and it's brilliant. It is. You get entertainment on next door. You never asked me to sing, so I don't know why. I've been here once.
Yeah,
and
we've
never
done it once, and that was it. Yeah, the trial.
the trial.
Failed the trial,
And I
mate.
failed,
Failed the
but
trial.
listen, if you can get yourself down to the Gallant Pioneer in Blackpool, it is the best Rangers pub. I think it is my favourite pub in the whole of UK. But please come down and see John, Jim, and Nick.
Ricky's barred. Ricky's been barred for the rest of that.
That's comedy gold, by the way.
Did you notice what I said by mistake?
Yes.
Yes, it's a bear trap.
A beer.
Beer
trap.
A beer trap. That is that as well.
Do you know-
by the, there is some beer garden.
That is a great beer garden.
Do you remember you were trying to get them to give you the spare blue AstroTurf?
Aye, I know. My missus wasn't having it. So
My missus is actually getting you into trouble, by the way. She just commented because you said I always push the wife's wrong
Oh,
buttons.
is that Carrie, is it?
So, aye, but no, it was a great day. And Michael Johnson in there as well. We had a great day. I actually interviewed.
Carrie, it was a wee joke, pal.
Do you know, I actually interviewed like loads of people. It was an Irish family. I've got about 15 minutes, so I'll maybe try and cut it up. But to be honest, see, when I watched it back, I couldn't understand them. But I could understand them fine when I was drunk. So,
I enjoyed that bit.
it's a wee bit different. I think whenever we're out there, we'll get the fans' opinions.
I
And
just can't imagine us trying to do that when we're freezer, kind of.
Aye,
Had
well,
one or
maybe
two
one
shandies.
needs to behave herself. Who's
Well,
that going to be?
Planet Hollywood.
Does it?
Planet Hollywood. Anyway, the other thing I never spoke about is we've now partnered up with Alex Ray's charity.
Magic. Different class.
Let's call it the Second Chance Project. So he's hopefully going to come on the show in the next couple of weeks. He's going to tell us about the charity. He's a trustee. I think he's the chairman of the trustees of that charity. So he's going to tell us about the charity, but also
About yourself.
about himself
Because
as well.
I've asked, I don't know, has it been on this programme I've spoken about that? Because, by the way, how Alec turned his life around, I think it's
Been amazing.
Dead inspirational. So he is. I've got
I
a lot
played
of
with his
time for
brother, and his brother Derek's came back as well, and he had a few devils in his. I met him on Sunday night at Marv's night, and he's looking great, and I'm glad for him because he's a great lad as well, and I'm sure he's taken a wee look at what Alec had done. So it was great to see him the other night, even though I had maybe one shandy too many.
Aye. Well, you seen me in Blackpool, and that was only like right after the game. So.
No, that's a brilliant charity, and
definitely.
I helped away at the start. Alec asked me to go to something, but no, he's a great fella, Alec. I knew him a way back when in his younger days and that, and he's unfortunate he never got a breakthrough. He went to Falkirk, but the way he turned his life and his career around was brilliant.
Aye. No, it's brilliant. The other thing we've also done is we've teamed up with the Rangers Lotto. So I don't know if you can see the mugs.
Yeah, brilliant,
Can you
by
hold
the
up the mugs, guys? So
Super Alec.
it's like we've got
We
Cooper,
Jasper,
Summers,
Durante.
And the guy with the biggest ears on the planet.
So they're selling those mugs
They're
and
cracking, aren't they?
beer mats on
They're
their
dead
website.
Smart.
But what we're also going to do is, if you sign up and join the Rangers Lotto through us, using the code, like we're agent number 04122. Right, so if you go to the website,
007.
you can go to allaboutthegers.co.uk and there's a link for the Rangers Lotto link there. But if you make sure and put in the 04122, and then what we'll do is, if you actually win something on the Lotto, then we'll invite you in here as a guest as well. So it's a kind of double whammy.
And I'm sure Ricky will give you
A mug and a
whatever mug you want.
I know, and that's what else I was going to do. So the Rangers Lotto are going to let me know who's signed up via our link, and what we'll do is you can win those 4 mugs. So we'll maybe draw that out in the next 2 weeks if there's any
no, it's
left.
3 mugs, but they 4 mugs.
Those 4 mugs, I
It's
know.
funny, see, because I've got a few beer mats of some of the kind of, but even one of the goalie and all that, I can't put a cup on it.
Turn it that way.
I know, but I know, but I still don't want to do. I know, do you know that? When you've got it, but they're cracking, so that I'll be taking them. I see that you've got a few yourself.
Oh, I've already been in. There you go. Here, just take everyone's Ricky made you sell. Look,
I know. I'll give some of them as.
No, that's very nice.
Right, so
I don't drink beer anyway. I don't need them.
we're kind of running out of time already. This is us nearly on 35 minutes already. So I'll quickly just go through some of the new signings and just tell me what you think about them. So first one, Proper, 3.2 million.
No chance. We got him for 1.5 with his release clause.
That's what it says in this.
But anyway, well, no idea yet. No seen him, so no got a clue. But he was captain of 20. I'm assuming he's a very good defender as he finished third in the Eredivisie last year. So I'm hoping that he's going to be a proper replacement for Goldson.
And he's a leader. That's what we keep hearing.
He was a
That's
captain.
what
what we
in
need.
it, so.
It's, and I think that's what the manager's been talking about. So we need to wait and see. Don't we? But we're desperate to see him, in action.
Aye, the next one, this was actually quite funny. Down in Blackpool, somebody called him the skinny Clement, Cherney.
Again, we've saw
Only seen me
enough
glimpses
of
of him.
the guy. I just think on last night's showing, you can see he needs a wee bit of match sharpness. That's clear to see. So the more time he gets minutes on the park and he gets bedded in.
I kind of gave him a wee bit last night actually, because after with 2 minutes to go before he crossed the ball, and I said I'm not sure about him. I just don't fancy him. He remind me of the kind of Celtic player Nicholas Kuhn, the way he comes inside all the time, he's left foot, and then he puts in the wonder cross in the last kick of the ball. So I'm still giving him a benefit of doubt.
What age is he?
26.
Aye. So we're not talking about a young player. So what we're saying is get your match sharpness, and it doesn't take you 3-4 months to bed yourself in. We want to see you hit the ground running.
Hamza and Gami.
No idea.
Well, again, the prospect and all that. And I had a discussion about who's the other boy in Salah.
I'm glad you said that. Because that was the next name up.
Right, but I'd rather see these guys kind of involved more. I know that they're projects and all, I get that, but I would rather guys that could step in at times into the first team. So again, we're in the dark, aren't we?
Still what to see. I know
I've seen in Salah against Birmingham. He kind of looked a wee bit lost at times and that, but
he started a wee bit shaky, didn't he?
As soon as he starts like that, especially when the team's not playing so well, and I was trying to poke my eyes out with a spoon watching that Birmingham game at that point, not enough, but started sluggishly. The team started sluggishly, and you've got a big young boy who's not really played many first team games, but give him his time, and hopefully he can be our next Bassey.
But what age is he? 2021. So I don't know.
I was retired then.
It's funny because I'm a wee bit. I edge towards it. See if you're 2021. I don't class you as a young player.
No, you're not a young boy.
No. Honestly, I don't. So you should be able to be ready to step in and take your opportunity.
Next player, in fact, Paul McCorrickle has just asked Charlie, Derek, what's your thoughts on Barron so far? Bags the energy and looks like he's played with us for years. I thought he was a wee bit ropey in the first 2 pre-seasons, some of his passes, but after that he's kind of settled in a bit.
I think he's done well. I think it just has to get the idea that he has to run all over the pitch. He's full of energy, I get that, but he can't just, if you're playing the centre of the park, you can't leave big holes in the middle of the pitch. If you're gone away and a guy just passes one ball past you and Diamandi's away at the left side or whatever, then it's a worry. But as Derek said earlier, he's young, he'll learn, he'll get better. And that's when Sterling's back fit, he'll let Sterling do that, and he'll kind of cover the central area until we sign a proper number 6 or a proper centre defender midfielder, like Sir Davies or Barry. I would love us to get the boy for Seville, but it doesn't look as if it's happening. But the wee man has to stop. If he's making a mistake, he can't just go and chase out of the park. As soon as you go and chase out of the park, you've lost the shape of the team, because then the next minute somebody's going to have to step in for the defence into your area, and then you become exposed.
That comes with experience. It comes with more games. But we tell you what I like about him. He's puffed the old chest out and took responsibility early doors.
Yep.
So it's about learning that position, because you're right, because sometimes when the fullbacks take off, you've got to just sit in there and just what you saying. He dived in last night when Yilmaz is weak in the challenge. Then he flies in, just be a wee bit more cute and clever.
Yeah, a lot of people online are asking what's your thoughts on having to play at Hampden and the whole muck-up of Ibrox.
On you go, Charlie, because it's doing my nothing.
I don't really want to go down the avenue of this. It's so disappointing that we got ourselves in this situation. We became the laughing stock of definitely the other side of the city. They're making rumours after rumour after rumour. No, not listening to them because I don't really care what they think, but as a club at the size of us, we should have everything organised perfectly. For years and years, we were always the example where every other club followed us in the way we were run. That was just disappointing. It was just really, to get into that situation is disappointing, especially because fans they don't know where they're going. The people in the Colton Road don't know where they're going to be sitting at Hampden, or people obviously the whole Ibrox don't know where they're going to be sitting, unless they've been told no. But we really need the Ibrox Roar at Hampden next Tuesday to get us through.
See, on that, Charlie, I know I see a few of the guys when I get into the gym in Larkcall, obviously big Rangers fans. They're all season tickets. 3 of them, I think, they sit quite close to each other, but they've been sent 3 different messages.
Right.
You know, so they're a wee bit confused, to say the least. But it's a shambles. See, when I go back on that, why start a job when you've not got the materials in place? So I don't think they should. That should have been just.
But the guy who'd ordered it, he'd ordered stage 2 before stage 1. How you can do that?
But I'm saying,
it's got to be a Celtic fan. He's got to have been a Celtic
unless the materials are there in place, don't even start the job. Put it off to next year. How
do you think it will affect the players going at Hampden?
Well, I was thinking about that last night, because see, when you get a good result at last night, and then the first thing come into my mind was, can you imagine getting them back at Ibrox? Because to me, they looked nervous at the back when boys were played into the box, and I'm thinking, Ibrox absolutely jumping, full pack, the adrenaline running through the players.
So close to the pitch.
I would be so confident in turning that result into a kind of. So we would get out with this with 5 million in our pocket. I'm less confident with Hampden, just because I've never really enjoyed playing at Hampden. I know it's different now. I never played. Obviously, it's been kind of refurbished, but I just don't get Hampden. I don't like it. But needs must at the minute. But it's no ideal. I would be dead confident taking them back next Tuesday.
I'm still confident beating them at Hampden. I'm sure with 50,000 Rangers fans at the game, and Tuesday night we can definitely beat them. And Hampden's not as close to the pitch as what Ibrox is. It's tight and it's brilliant and it's a great atmosphere. But I'm sure the Rangers fans will make that great on Tuesday. Obviously, we have to beat Motherwell on Saturday. That's one important game that we have to make sure we win. And I'm sure guys like Proper and Cherny will be in.
Starting.
Well, it's got to be starting just to get minutes in. And if we only play 45 minutes or 60 minutes, then good. We get them in and we
start
them.
Start them. Definitely.
Do you know, just when you're talking about atmosphere and things like that, I was up at the Murrayfield at the Man U game, and I think the Union Bears boycotted that game, and there was no atmosphere at all. Yeah. So hopefully we got them all back for Hampden.
The reason I say it is because obviously, see, when we played with Rangers and you were out there and you're on the front foot and the fans were up for it, and by the way, it's amazing the energy it gives you. But also when I went back with Hearts, I went back with Dunfermline, I went back with Falkirk, and I used to be in that dressing room and see before they were going out, and even when we were out in the park, I could see players hiding. I could see players like intimate. You could see it in them, and they would get into a kind of a shell. And all it takes is 2 or 3 players to do that, and you're struggling. So I've seen it for both sides. I've played at Ibrox, obviously, and it's the energy. It's incredible what it does to you. But I've also seen the other side, what it can do to opposition players. That some of them crumble. They don't want to know. And that's what Ibrox packed out, the noise, everything. That's what it gives you. And I don't think we'll have that at Hampden, but we should still have enough to get through this.
Right, quickly, predictions for Motherwell.
For Motherwell, I've been looking at 3-0, to be honest with you.
I'll go 2.
I was going to do 2 as well.
3-0, the reason because I think they struggled a wee bit, Motherwell, didn't they, against Ross County.
Big boy Blair's away and Spittle's away, so.
2 of their best players.
And I don't know what the other boys have brought in are like, but they spent 250 grand in a guy, which is unlike Motherwell, so.
They'll have maybe a certain Andy Halliday in the middle of the park with the boy Miller. Like Andy's good, mad Rangers fan anyway, isn't he? Good man.
On goals. Anyway, listen, it's been great having you on again. It feels like we've been seeing each other for months, and what I've done is I've given Derek and Charlie a little microphone to plug into their phones so that they can give you an instant 30-second reaction after some of the games. They might not always do it, but it should be entertaining. So it's going to be on YouTube, so make sure and subscribe and follow us on YouTube so you don't miss these, because knowing these two, there's probably a few drinks had after the game.
But again, I don't know where we're going to be. He might be working with his academy, I might be again, so we don't know. But
or you might be in the music rooms.
I could be. I would like to be in the music room.
I was in the quarry last night watching the game, and I was very impressed with the result.
But we will. Listen, we're up for it big time.
We'll try it and see how it goes. See if we get kicked off YouTube. But listen, it's been great to be back, and thanks for coming back on with us this season. And that's us. But thanks to our new sponsors as well, the JR Group and also Reflex Blue, and our existing sponsors, Plugged In Business Solutions and DB Dental Care. And like I said, Derek, Alex Ray is going to be on in the next couple of weeks, hopefully, to talk about the Second Chance project.
Bring a pillar, because he's a boring cunt.
God,
Only joking, Alex.
That's him not coming on now.
I know.
Anyway, listen,
Love
take
Alex.
care, and we'll see you. It's probably going to be next Wednesday because of the games on Tuesday, so we'll see you again next Wednesday. So take care.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Good to be.
All About the Gers is brought to you by our sponsors, the JR Group, Plugged In Business Solutions, DB Dental Care and Reflex Blue. Our chosen charity is the Second Chance Project. All About the Gers are official agents for the Rangers Lotto. For more info and weekly blogs, check out allaboutthegers.co.uk.